is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going to check out the video. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming with a quick video. We're going to talk about the Utah Jazz only winning one game against the Houston Rockets, a game where James Harden went 0 for 15, but they still couldn't close it. And we got to talk about their best player, Donovan Mitchell. Well, arguably their best player, Donovan Mitchell, because I do have Rudy Gobert, and he did have an okay series also. And they need each other to really strive and get to where they want to get. And they wasn't able to get 2 games done, which is surprising. But they gave them a hell of a fight in Game 5. They gave them a hell of a fight the last 3 games. So you do have to give them credit for that. But I think that one thing I did say is that they should have went for the Mike Conley trade. That was just my personal opinion, though. And it's showing right now that they needed another guy that can really create and cause get some attention away from Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell still isn't the ball handler that we thought he would be. He still isn't the playmaker we thought he would evolve into, and he hasn't been able to do that either. And he's still not the shot creator. He had a disappointing year. I had him on my list for one of the most disappointing players of the season, because I thought Donovan Mitchell would be an all-NBA, all-star caliber player coming off the tremendous rookie year that he had, because you look at what he did in a short amount of time that he did it in Utah. The guy went from being a bench player to being a guy that got a lot of minutes to being a full-on starter to being a guy that can help you win and close games. And he did all that within the same season while also getting out of the first round against a team with Carmelo, Paul George, and Russell Westbrook. And he was able to lead the Jazz to the second round. And obviously, this is a disappointing season getting put out in the first round. You would think that they'll make more progress. They'd be a better team. They'd be a tougher team. They'd be a more experienced team. And they struggled this year all year until the second half of the season when they started getting a lot more things right and they started winning more games. And then they became the Jazz that we thought they would be, but they never became that elite team in the West, a serious contender in the West, and that proved true against Houston, a team that they didn't give up. They kept fighting. They just couldn't knock down enough shots is the reason why I picked Houston to win. I didn't think Utah could score enough points to win the series, and that's exactly what happened, scoring less than 100 points. And Donovan Mitchell, Ricky Rubio, and Jay Crowder and Joe Ingles, they just didn't do enough to win a game against an elite team like the Rockets in the Western Conference. But they also showed that they can compete with them, but they were still one piece away from being a legitimate contender in the West. And that's why I kept telling you guys that they should try to go for Mike Conley. He would have gave them a point guard that would be aggressive, that can shoot the three, that can attack the double teams and collapse the defenses, get Donovan Mitchell easier shots and less weight, because Donovan Mitchell, he does have to create a lot and take a lot of contact and try to get a lot of shots to fall because of Ricky Rubio's inability to shoot, and sometimes he lacked aggressiveness, and that's something that Mike Conley would have brought to them. A guy that can create his own shot and for others, shoot the three, play in the pick and roll, made Rudy Gobert's job easier, make the shooter's job easier, and take a lot of pressure off of Donovan Mitchell and allow him to play off the ball a lot more too, because Mike Conley is that good of a scorer and that good of a shooter from 3. So it ended up hurting them, because once Donovan Mitchell has a bad game, it was just so tough for them to win, knowing that they need him to make shots, and he just could not create his own shot enough. And that's been the whole season for him. Even when he was a rookie, he was never the best scorer. He was never the best shooter. But you would think coming into this season, just like the Jazz, I thought too, that he will be a lot better and he will be a lot more prepared. I know he said he was coming off an injury in the offseason, and that cut into a lot of his time that he could have been working on this game. But I still thought since he got put out in the second round that he would be able to make that jump shot a lot more polished, make that pull up, stop and pop jumper a better weapon than it was, and his 3 point shot I thought would be a lot more better. Considering that he didn't shoot as well from three last year, but he will make a significant improvement this year, considering that that's one of the major areas he knew he had to work on. Sometimes he get hot, sometimes he get cold, but you can say that about his rookie year last year, but he was a rookie, so you give him a pass because he had to learn on the fly, he had to adjust on the fly, and he had to still never had the experience of playing in the NBA and never having the experience of playing in the playoffs. You give him a pass because he had to learn, he had to adjust, and he just was fresh into the NBA. Now that is not the case, because he has played 2 full seasons and he should have been able to be more prepared, and his coaching staff should have helped him be more prepared, obviously, because that's their job, is to make his job easier. But instead, he took a lot of tough shots. He had to do a lot of things that he wasn't capable of doing, and he really didn't improve that much. But you can say that about the Utah team in general. They didn't really take a significant step in the right direction. It seemed like they improved, but it wasn't a marginal improvement. It was a minor improvement. And I think Joe Ingles improved as a ball handler, as a guy that you can use to create shots. Ricky Rubio was a lot more aggressive in the games against Houston, looking for his shot, trying to hit the little fadeaway jump, little leaning jump shot, trying to knock down threes, but he just can't do it consistently. And that's the thing that really hurted them in this postseason, is just they just didn't have somebody that can get them that game and get them those shots and knock down those shots. He had Donovan Mitchell do it once, but just like last year against Houston, he couldn't really do it consistently. And that's why he's not an all-star, and that's why he's not a superstar, is because he's a good player, but he's not one of the elite players, a guy that can get a shot anytime he wants to, knock down shots anytime he needs to. He just ain't on that level just yet. And that's fine because he's on the year two. So I'm not going to say like he should have been a superstar top five player in his second year. Even though we would like to see it, it still is a growing process. He still has to learn. He still has to develop. And he still has to continue to make improvement to his games to get to that level. Can he get to that level? He is a little undersized for the shooting guard position, being 6'3". He's never been the greatest shooter even in high school and college. And I want to know if he can really become more of an inside player too. His finishing ability was a little iffy. He missed a lot of layups. He missed a lot of mid-range, and he missed a lot of threes coming off the dribble. He missed a lot of threes being spot up. So he got a lot more things to polish up. He's not that far, but he just needs to work on a lot of things and just master the ability to get the shots that they give him. Those are the shots he needs to master as a counter. If they're going to let you get this shot, or they're going to give you this shot as a pick your poison, you have to be able to knock down those shots at a consistent, efficient rate to be a serious scorer in this league. I know he scored a lot of points this year, but he took more shots than he did last year, and that's really the difference. He hasn't become a better efficient player. He just became a guy that took more shots, and it seems like he got better, but it's far from the truth if you watch the game. So I still want him to become a better ball handler and playmaker for this team. I still feel like he can be something special. Obviously, I haven't gave full up on him, but it does show you how far he is away and how far Utah is for being a serious contender in one of the toughest conferences ever in the West. They need him to do and be more because they are in the Western Conference. They probably make it far if they was in the East, but it's not going to happen in the West. And I can't blame Quinn Snyder because he's getting the best out of what he have. They came close to being able to win the last 2 games, with the last 3 games that was in it. They just didn't have a guy that can create and make shots enough to make up the difference, and that's what they need to look for in the future. If Donovan Mitchell can't do it, which he's showing that he's struggling, but he needs more help, they have to be able to get him the help to be able to help them be a serious contender in the Western Conference. And that's why I thought Mike Conley would have been the perfect fit on this team. And the fact that nobody really wants to go to Utah and play there and sign a massive extension. When the last time Utah got a max free agent When the last time they got a superstar or all-star free agent? It just doesn't happen in Utah, and that's why they have to do it via trade or draft, which is harder because these players have to develop and they have to fit to really make this team, into a serious contender in the Western Conference. But Rudy Gobert, I felt like he improved. He was a more aggressive player. He scored more points. He showed that he can still be an anchor and a force to reckon with in that paint. Jay Crowder played a lot better. They needed him to step up because he was nothing last year, and he became better as the season went on. Joe Ingles didn't shoot the ball very well in the Houston Rockets series, but he had, to me, a decent season. He needed to be more than what he was, but this is a team that can only go so far, and that's the problem. They need to make more moves to get this team to a higher level, and that will get them to being a contender in the West. Yes, I believe they're going to consistently make the playoffs, but can this team really get to the Western Conference Finals? Can this team literally get to the NBA Finals with the roster that they have? They don't really have no more room for growth. I think a lot of these players hit their ceiling. I think a lot of these players only can get so much better. And if that's the case, then they're going to have to find a way to get this team to the next level somehow. Because right now, they're great. They can still get a little bit better, but can they get to that elite championship level? I don't know. I really don't, because I don't see Ingles and Crowder and a lot of other players they rely on getting that much better. I don't see Favors and Rubio getting that much better. I see Donovan Mitchell getting a lot better, but will that be able to beat the Golden States and the Houston in the 7-game series? He struggled last year. He struggled this year. If he plays a little better, it at least go 6 or 7. But do it win them the series? And if it wins them the series, they still have to go against Golden State next series. Will they be able to beat them with a more improved Donovan Mitchell? We won't know, but that's a question that they have to ask themselves. How can we get better without sacrificing too much money, sacrificing the talent that we have right now? How can we turn the talent we have right now into something better without really straying away what we're trying to do as an organization and what we're trying to do with our identity as a defensive ball club that can compete and stop anybody? They made James Harden struggle, but they wasn't able to close it out and win the games. And that's something you have to do. You have to play defense, and you're playing that to help you win, because defense wins championships, but you also have to put the ball in the basket. Houston played good enough defense. Utah played great defense, but they wasn't able to get the W because they still couldn't put the ball in the basket. And they're going to need somebody to help Donovan Mitchell do that. And I don't really know nobody that's available right now outside of Mike Conley that can possibly do that. But even if they get Mike Conley, will they be contenders in the West? That's a question for another day. But it is something that they should consider, considering that they're trying to win right now. And if that's the case, then they got to find ways to put the right talent with this team right now. And they want to keep Mitchell, and they want to keep Gobert, but who can you plug in there and take them to the next level? That's going to be the question they're going to have to answer next year or the year after that, as Donovan Mitchell is going to be due for extension. And we already, based off how he played right now, we know he's going to be getting the max, which going to put them in the bind because they already gave Rudy Gobert the max, and they only can give it to really one more player. But like I said, Utah has a hard time finding and getting free agents to sign an extension or even sign with them in general. So that's a problem in its own self. So trade might be the best answer, or obviously drafting. But that takes years to develop that player to become a superstar. So that might not work right away either. But Gobert and Mitchell still young, so they ain't got to rush it. But if they want to be a contender and win with this core right now, it is some pieces that could possibly help them. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that likes on Facebook. Thanks for everybody that likes the video. Thanks for everybody that continues to comment. Thanks for everybody that continues to watch. I enjoy making these videos. You guys enjoy watching. That's why I continue to go. Check out my website and my Facebook page in the comment section in the description below. And thank you for liking. Thank you for becoming a member on the website. But also, I sell merchandise, like I said. Not only that, I also do breakdowns, playoff predictions of rookies, players, and even tributes to the legend breakdowns. I also cover the draft, free agency, summer league, and I also cover trade deadline and buyouts. Well, also everything NBA. I try to make a video every single day. So if you love the NBA and you love keeping up with it, I try to give y'all a video every single day of wide variety. So you should check out my channel. And if you check out my channel, check out my playlists and binge watch. I got over 1,000 videos that you can watch about everything from the playoffs to the draft to summer league to predictions, all the way to playoffs, all the way to tributes and breakdowns. Um, I offer it all, and I try to go every day. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm going, and let me know what you guys think about the Jazz, what they should do, what they can't do, what they need to do, and if they, how far they away from being a championship contender, and what they need to do to make themselves championship contenders if they're not, and can they really be an elite team in the West 2 to 3 years from now if they still have Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, but not that other star? Can they develop into a great team without it, or do they still need it? Let me know what you guys think.